Tight ends are often dismissed by fantasy managers as a low priority position in drafts. On this video, we'll give you 3 tight ends that you can get late in your draft that could end up helping you win your league. I'm Seslowsky, and thanks for tuning in to Roster Watch. Not having a tight end plan before your draft is a leak in many fantasy managers' games. Travis Kelce and Darren Waller were literally league winners last year. Both tight ends will cost you a top 30 pick this season. Both are worth it. Should you want to play the wait on tight end game, Roster Watch has identified value pockets at the tight end position at various points in the draft. In round 8, Tyler Higbee of the Los Angeles Rams. Higbee was a popular wait on tight end target last season. The reason was his historic finish in 2019. The last 5 weeks of that season, he averaged over 25 fantasy points a game with all the yardage, receptions, and touchdowns that came along with it. Higbee didn't deliver in 2020 relative to expectations. 2 significant conditions have improved for Tyler Higbee this season. Upgraded quarterback. The Rams traded Jared Goff and received Matthew Stafford. Also, his projected target share has now increased. Gerald Everett walked in free agency, the tight end that was formerly on the team, and Tyler Higbee's draft cost is lower than it was in 2021, making him an obvious best wait on tight end target in your fantasy draft in round 8. Next is Blake Jarwin on the Dallas Cowboys, available right now in round 12 of your fantasy drafts. Last year during draft prep season, Blake Jarwin was one of the more popular sleeper tight ends. Jarwin was heading into his athletic peak at age 25 and was the unquestioned starter in a good offense in Dallas. Jarwin came through for you in week 1, catching all 3 of his targets, including a touchdown. He then subsequently went out for the season. His backup, Dalton Schultz, over the next 3 games, averaged over 15 fantasy points a game while Dak was still the quarterback. Once Dak Prescott was out for the season starting in week 5, the Dallas tight end position became unreliable. But if we look at that small sample from the first month of the season, the Dallas Cowboys starting tight end had starting tight end fantasy viability. The draft market is ignoring Blake Jarwin, and he has as good of a chance as any to become a top tight end after those first 5 tight ends are off the board. Jarwin is the definition of an ideal late round tight end target, available in round 12. Looking at some deep dart throws, available in the 18th round, Hayden Hurst on the Atlanta Falcons. Hurst was another popular late round tight end sleeper last season. He obviously did not come through for you. Falcons had traded a 2nd-round pick to acquire Hayden Hurst last offseason, and now they draft Kyle Pitts with the 4th overall pick. Rumors of Julio Jones getting traded could push Pitts into more of a wide receiver role at times, making room for Hayden Hurst to have sneaky tight end value. New head coach Arthur Smith was a former tight ends coach who proactively tried to scheme his athletic tight ends open, and someone to keep an eye on during the draft process. Since you stayed to the end of the video, we're going to give you 1 bonus tight end to look for in your fantasy draft. Chris Herndon on the New York Jets, available in round 16. The case for Herndon. New head coach, Gase is out, Robert Saleh is in. A fresh start will do Herndon well. Depth chart. Herndon is the tight end 1 heading into training camp. A strong finish. The last 2 games of 2020, Herndon averaged almost 20 fantasy points a game. An improved offense. Upgraded quarterback with Zach Wilson, and a stout offensive line will allow Herndon to run more routes. Herndon could be the best red zone target on the entire roster. Okay, Roster Watch Nation, that's it for today. Remember to like and subscribe to get notifications when we put out more videos, and leave us a comment in the video. Let us know who your favorite late round tight ends are. Until next time, goodbye.